Hello, welcome to the Round House with Kay and Tom, and today we're going to try to cook a whole chicken in this Emeril Lagasse Air Fryer Pro here. And to tell you the truth, when I went and got this nice looking bird, I really intended on rotisserie it, or putting it in the rotisserie, whatever you want to call it. But after I got home and read the book, it says we can only take up to a 4-pound chicken in the rotisserie. So we're going to put this bad boy in here and see if we can't roast it or air fry it or whatever you want to call it. But we're going to cook it in this cooker right here. So stay tuned to see what we do next. Okay, now of course first thing we've got to do is take this thing out and wash it off here. Get all the juice out of it. Now this doesn't have any giblets inside of it, so you don't have to worry about those. Okay, the next thing we'll do is we'll take a couple of paper towels here and dry them off pretty good. Get it all down in here. There, all around. Even try to get the cavity drained out here. There's no use in cooking water, all that is steaming. I know, if I laid a dish towel under it, it would be moving around like that. I can't remember everything. So I'll rectify that situation shortly. Now the next thing we'll do, we'll take this thing, after I've got it dried off a little bit here, I'm going to take my Evo spray here, I'm going to give it a light coat of olive oil. Just like that, and I'm going to flip her over. Wipe up some more of that water. Okay, now we'll spray down the back side of it here. And then we'll start putting a few things on it here. I'm going to put some salt. A bit of black pepper. A little bit of everybody's secret ingredient, oregano. We'll use some of this Lawry's chicken poultry rub here. And a little bit of good old rosemary. Tony's rosemary garlic. Now we'll rub this in good. Now it don't matter too much about this back side because there's no meat right there anyway. And so now, but there is those thighs right there and those wings, I want to get them on. So now we're going to turn her over. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, now that I can handle my spices again, we'll do the same thing to this part. Now you want to pay more of attention to this because this is where all your meat's at. And now it's hard to say exactly how much you use of any one item on here, and especially depending on how big your bird is or how small she is. So, you know, you have to just about judge a little bit by your own taste, you know, what you think you would like. I know one thing, this bird is looking good already. And last but not least, Tony's rosemary garlic. Now we'll rub it in good. Make sure you get down to all the little cracks and crevices and stuff like that. Alright, now I'll wash my hands again. Okay, now I'm going to put this half stick of Land O'Lakes butter in this crevice here. And now I'm going to try to tie up these legs and wings. Well, I want them to be pretty tight in there. So I'll be back when I get my string ready. Okay, now next thing we're going to do is try to put this thing on this little mesh rack right here. And by the way, it took both of us to tie this bird up. Just like that. And drop a bunch of stuff right there. And I'm going to slide him right on in here. Now I'm in the bottom slot of this, as low as it'll go. Now I want to tell you, these books that they give you with this cooking device here, about as useless as they can be. Anything you can think of as useless is about what these books are. So when you get one of these, you're pretty much on your own. As far as giving you instructions on how to do anything. And I don't have the slightest idea what temperature to cook this on and how long, but with my experience of air frying and roasting and stuff, I'm going to give it a try here in a second. Then I get my mess cleaned up. So we'll be right back. Okay, I've got them all in there. I got my lid partially cleaned up here. I'm going to shut the door on it. I'm going to turn on the power. Shut. Shut the door. Turn on the power. Now it's at 370 degrees. I think I'm going to leave it at 370. And the time here I'm going to run up to, it was the temperature. Time over here I'm going to run up to 30 minutes. Alright, and then I'm going to hit the start button. And there it goes. Now, of course, I'm going to keep an eye on this thing because I don't want it to burn completely up, you know. And I don't want it raw either, so we'll be back in a few minutes to take a look at it. And we'll know how it's doing in here. This might be a complete disaster, you know. But anyway, whether it is or not, how about y'all join our channel and give us a thumbs up? We sure appreciate it. And thank you very much for watching our videos. And check out our links down below. You might see something you like. Okay, now I know most of you heard this before, but you start cooking with chicken and got it on your counter and cutting boards and stuff, you need to make sure that cutting board and counter is clean before you use it for anything else. And so I always bleach mine. Of course, I guess there's a lot of people that don't, but I like to pour a little bit on my knife. Make sure my cutting board's covered good. Like that. Then I can get over here and rinse my knife off. Lay it aside for the time being. Now, I've got my gloves on. Don't do this with just your bare hands. Make sure you have a sponge or gloves or something, because this bleach will get hot on your hands if you're not careful. But just wipe your cutting board down real good. Like I said, make sure you get all that chicken juice off your cutting board here. You know, and then you can come back and start rinsing it. And you're good to go. Now, as far as that dish towel goes, I had laying under this. It's already in the dirty clothes, getting ready to be washed. So, because it won't be used for anything else until it's washed. And now, after you clean the cutting board off, come back with some kind of good disinfectant. I like to use Lysol myself. And come back and spray it down. Your counter, that is. Alright, now just let that set for about 4 or 5 minutes, then you can come back and wipe it off. Okay, then you wipe it down good. Everywhere that chicken could have went, make sure you get it. Just do it like that, and that way you want, when you get ready to come back in here and do something else, you don't have to worry about your counter or your cutting board or any of that stuff being clean, because you know it's ready to go. So now I'm ready to pull these gloves off for the rest of the day. And we'll get over here and take a quick look at our chicken. It looks like he's moving right along, but in our 10 minutes now. I can't tell much difference in the way the chicken looks, but I can tell a lot of difference in the way it smells. It smells real good. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, now it's been in there for 22 minutes. I know there's no way it could be anywhere near done, but I'd sort of like to get a little temperature check here. So, just out of curiosity, let's see this medius part of this leg here. Yeah, it's only 90 degrees, so we know it's going to take more than this 30 minutes we had on there to start with. So, we'll let it continue on. And when this 30 runs out, I'm probably going to just go ahead and put another 30 on it and just keep checking it until it gets to our temperature. And then we'll know exactly how long it takes for the next time we do one. So we'll be back. Okay, now it's down to 3 minutes, and I'm just going to go ahead and run up the time on it again to about 30 minutes. Alright, we'll let it go from there. Now I'm going to really start keeping an eye on it now and keeping a temperature check on it. So we'll let it go for a few minutes and see what we have. We'll be back. Okay, now I just stuck the temperature of this nice little bird in here, and it's up to 125 degrees. So this other 14 minutes might do it, but we might have to add just another minute or two to it. So we'll see in a couple of minutes, but it's starting to get there now. And it's really looking nice. Nice looking brown in there. Let's see if you can see it with that light on, if that helped any. Yeah, it's starting to brown up real nice. So we'll be back in a minute or two. Okay, now I'll just check the temperature on it again. It's getting pretty close now. It's up to about 140. However, we've got somewhat of a little problem here. The drip tray down here on the bottom looks like it's getting pretty close to being full. So, what to do, what to do? Well, first I'm going to go ahead and run this up for another 20 minutes. I'm keeping track of these minutes so I can put a total time down. When we do the video, we'll leave a total time down in the description. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that drip tray is right on the edge there of being full. So, I guess to be on the safe side, I'm just going to get me a couple of paper towels and set there. Let me see. I don't know, it's pretty warm down there. I don't know if I'll set paper towels there or not either. But I might be in a predicament here, but we'll see in a minute. Okay, I just checked the temperature again on this last cook here, 15 minutes and what's left now. And it's got 10 degrees to go. So all we gotta do is get it 10 degrees higher before the drip pan runs over. So we'll see which comes first, 10 degrees or a messy counter. So we'll be back. Alright, now we're down to 4 minutes on this final cook here. And it's about ready to come out. I just now checked it, and everything is at least 165 on it. Most places is a little bit over 165. And to tell you the truth, I might have overloaded the little Emeril Lagasse cooker here just a little bit, but it seems like it's done the job. The chicken looks awful good. Let me see if I can show that. Turn the light on. I don't know if it helps. We'll go pull it out in a minute anyway. But it looks awful good. Like I say, the drip tray is about full. It's getting ready to overflow, so it's going to be, it was a close call between the drip tray and the and the chicken getting done. So we're going to take it out in another 3 minutes here, and we're going to see how it is. Okay, now just a couple more things I want to tell you before we finish this video. Now that gets hot under that counter there. That's 181 degrees, 180 degrees right there and under that door. So that's why I didn't go ahead and put a paper towel down there a while ago. But I won't never cook up with it again without I put something under here first, because you apt to damage your countertop, you know. So, well, you don't need your countertop to get that hot anyway. That's pretty hot. And so now we got about, what, 2 minutes to go. Okay, now we're on our last minute here. I just wanted to point something out to you. I know you probably can't see it on camera, but this drip tray down here, the juices in that, you can tell they are really circulating. So this thing is really doing some air moving here. So, all right, now it's turning itself off and it's going to cool down. Or not cool down, but just run for a second or two and then it's going to stop. Okay, now we got to see if we can get this bird out of here without burning ourselves up with it. But it sure does look good. Now, the problem at hand. Okay, now I slid this around a little bit so I can get a better hold on him here. Now this little rack just slides right out. It comes right off of it. There you go. Now that wasn't much of a problem at all. If everything else goes that easy today, I'll be doing good. Of course, you can't see the chicken. There it is. Now that's a nice looking chicken, isn't it? I mean, nice and crispy. So let's cut into it and see what it looks like. Okay, I'll try to get these strings cut off of him here. I guess I'll get my tongs in. It's still pretty hot. There you go. There's a crispy chicken right there. Alright, let's see how this leg is here. Let's see, it's starting to come apart here. Well, you just pull it. Huh. Now I'm going to tell you what, folks, this is a nice tender chicken right here. Look at this. Now you just cut it so you can see it, but you could pull it apart if it wasn't so hot. And look how juicy that is. That's a good looking juicy chicken right there. Like I said before, I might have overloaded this little Emeril cooker here just a little bit. Oh boy, it sure did do a beautiful job on it. Let's take a look at the breast here and see what it looks like real quick. I'll take a piece of, eat a piece of that chicken here in a second so that it cools down just a little bit. Oh, I forgot we got the wings tied up too. There it goes. And they just pulled right apart too. So now for the breast here. Huh. Now I don't think you've ever went anywhere and had a chicken that tender and juicy. Goodness. I've got to try some of that. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I don't know if I had a rotisserie this chicken, I don't know if it would have been any juicy or tender or crispy. And so that done real good just roasting. Like I was 370 degrees, and I'll give you the exact time on it in the description down below. But this, like I say, I overloaded the little Emeril cooker, but and the drip tray is just about to run over. So when you do this, try to use just a little bit smaller chicken. Maybe the drip tray won't scare you. Make sure you set this on something so your counter don't get so hot. So next time, y'all have a real good and safe day and come back and see us real soon. And thank you very much for watching our videos. And so until next time now, goodbye.